Did you guys like my blog about the golf course? Did you like it? Yeah, it seems like you did. Okay, just so you know, you can. My father can kiss my fucking ass. He cut me off. All he got was an abortion. Unfortunately, that's termed out. Okay. In terms of whatever I'm entitled to or whatever I've earned, I worked on the golf course when I was in high school, aboard Quantico Marine Base, the Medal of Honor golf course. It was a legitimate job. I didn't do anything illegal. I may have taken a break I shouldn't have taken at one point in time. Other than that, I didn't do anything illegal. I didn't do anything improper. I legitimately worked at the Medal of Honor golf course aboard Quantico Marine Base. I accrued pay. I paid into Social Security. I paid my taxes. It was a exclusive arrangement. My understanding is you had to be the child of somebody that was active duty, but I was hired, not my dad. And when I reported to Social Security that while I was on the street, I was electronically sexually assaulted with an account that was a duplicate of me when I was a minor, the understanding I had is that they were taking something connected to securities associated with my employment at the Medal of Honor golf course, and they were transferring it to another account that looked kind of like I did back then. I reported it to Social Security. I also reported it to the third party credit agency that I kept trying to contact because I needed to get in touch with the person who alleged that he had co signed a loan with me. Understand, I do not understand that he co signed a loan with me. I understand that he engaged in acts of strategic money laundering associated with his understanding of the financial sector and what he could access by virtue of what he had access to about my credit report and what he thought that via a relationship with me he could access in connection with my family and assets they had connections with. Not only that, I actually believe that at the time he engaged that financial relationship, that not only he, but other people he was connected to understood there were already illicit financial deals set up on me and my identity associated with people that had political ambition, including people he had every intention of trying to court based on his own human capital and what he could get out of an illicit arrangement with me and my human capital. Just so you know, I also believe that that credit card I took out from Chase was intentionally stressed. I was intentionally distressed in a manner that was not accurate and reflective of what I was actually doing or capable of, comparable to what happened when I was in college. Because somebody else wanted what was mine and what I was capable of for themselves and wanted it to be done in a way that defamed me so as to divest me of political capital moving forward and make it available to other people who had ill intent. Over time, this is what is panned out. And the refusal to deal honestly or directly or forthrightly with this only reinforces the actual evidence that comes up over and over again. Now, this past year, benchmarking associated with what somebody else would have done who thought that that was an economic moment associated with their continued access to those lines of credit, set up a deal in conjunction with reissues from the United States Treasury that had a very significant campaign event that I understood had been set up regarding a campaign stop for the Biden campaign. I understood this was an intentionally engaged hedging moment connected to whatever he considers to be his nuclear paradigm. And that part of that was to create a circumstance under which Kamala Harris and her human capital could be associated with flipping something connected with the massacre in Beslan. This is what I got immediately upon seeing that and following what I understood to be alarms. Somebody else was conscious of this and they were alarmed. Somebody else was concerned, if not outraged. I picked up on that. I followed it. I tracked it. It went exactly as they said it would. And not only that, she was here while Cornyn was on a satellite site, where Bennett comes from, by the way, to deliver a deal that was associated with my rape and exploitation on a day where what was going on in Dallas was so horrible, it made me scream in agony. I was in physical pain because of how disgusting those deals were that were working in Dallas concurrent to whatever Cornyn and Harris were doing that day, which I understand was a part of the cycle of flipping whatever the fuck you get off of trying to hedge your political capital strategy on school massacres. Is that what happened today? Did you want to take that Valentine from Saudi Arabia and try to show me a lesson about what it means to be the inverse of the active shooter? See, I didn't fulfill your specification that I go ape shit and pick up a rifle and just start picking people off, right? So show me what I'll never be. That beautiful, talented sport woman that's so capable and competent, including in Saudi Arabia's first ever female international tournament. And you thought you tried to erase the record that these transactions were connected to that school shooting. Just like you tried to erase all these other records that allowed you to create the moments of financing of other school shootings. Here's the problem, is that the person that a lot of my political capital and life got dispossessed of me for also has an outstanding, very significant balance regarding deaths of children that are supposed to be attributed to COVID-19, but are actually part of a more than year-long nuclear hedging strategy. They have been developing a specific kind of biological chemical weapons paradigm for over a year. I've been screaming at the top of my lungs in every fucking manner I can. We need to watch out for this. We need, even if you don't have malevolent intent, you're setting the material conditions for this realization. Well, now it's obvious. It was absolutely 100% pre-fucking meditated. It needs to fucking stop. It's Social Security fraud. There is no fucking reason why you render me homeless on the street and then let somebody take 16-year-old me and then swap it out with somebody else's 16-year-old Social Security account just because she looks a lot like me. Literally, for a fucking golf match in fucking Saudi Arabia? You didn't deal with the goddamn chemical leak in the water. You didn't deal with the terrorist attack on the fucking refinery. You didn't deal with trafficking people that used to work for Aramco here in fucking Texas so you can what? Harvest them for medical treatment? Which, by the way, is what that attribution of an asphalt company tells me. Did you specifically and strategically set up people that had formerly worked for Aramco to have missed benchmarks in connection with their technical training so that you could launder assets connected to their livelihoods in association with medical treatment that you've probably fabricated because you've targeted them with directed energy weapons? Did they just have some kind of DNA you thought was particularly sexy and might, I don't know, turn over well on your market? It's sabotage. It's industrial fucking sabotage. There's no fucking insurance for it. It's been proven over and over again. This is not a force majeure argument. And all it's done is substantiate my claims that I've had since my first fucking day in Dallas. That you hustlers are intentionally defrauding the terrorist risk insurance program after you coordinated the September 11th attacks. And I don't give a shit how many other fucking countries thought that they'd chip in their human capital when they agreed not to prosecute for those murders at the World Trade Center. You've leveraged the entire fucking planet and stripped us of our fucking wealth to cover up for people who had absolutely no fucking intention in engaging in an honest or honorable contract in any fucking manner. You are not going to get away with, again, stripping us and centralizing all of our fucking wealth into a federal apparatus that's so fucking derelict, it literally flipped 25 years of political divestiture of me on a goddamn women's golf tournament in Saudi Arabia. Congratulations. That is how fucking far women's rights have come.